I regret taking my studies for granted.
Roy is referring to a past action.
I regret to say I can't help you now.
Here, the teacher is referring to a present action.
I remember telling you to study harder.
The teacher is now referring to a past action.
Remember to keep your promise.
Now, the teacher is referring to a future action.
I prefer to study in UP.
I prefer studying in UP.
In those sentences, there is no change in meaning. In both instances, the speakers are expressing preferences. What generalizations can you form from these? You're right. If you say that there may be some changes in meaning when verbs take an infinitive or a gerund. Verbs like regret and remember refer to past actions when followed by a gerund. On the other hand, if they are followed by an infinitive, they express either present or future action. But with some verbs that express preferences, like prefer and like, there is no change in meaning. Sounds confusing? Let's try to make it clearer by putting these generalizations in a visual organizer like a table. Let's see how this can be done in the classroom.
Class, let us study the table on the board and then try to form generalizations about them. Now this time we are going to focus on the meanings. Okay, now Jennifer, can you please read set A for me and then tell me what kind of action is expressed by the verb when they are followed by a to infinitive.
Yes.
Did you get that, Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay, start now.
He plans to take up computer engineering. He hopes to pass UPCAT. He expects to make it in UP. He promises to study harder. The verbs plan, hope, expect, promise, when followed by a to infinitive, express a future or unfulfilled action.
Very good, Jennifer. Okay. These verbs express future or unfulfilled action. Okay, Lambel, can you please read for me set B?
He enjoys writing. He has just finished applying for UPCAT. He avoided going to crowded places. He admitted taking his studies for granted. Ma'am, enjoy, finish, avoid and admit, rather, when followed by a gerund, express real and fulfilled action.
Very good, Lambel. They express real, fulfilled action. Okay, Paul, can you please read set C?
He regrets taking his studies for granted. She regrets to say she can't help him now. She remembered telling him to study harder. She remembered to tell him to study harder. Ma'am, it seems in the first sentence, he regrets taking his studies for granted. The speaker is referring to a past action, but in the second sentence, she regrets to say she can't help him now. I think the speaker is referring to a present action.
Very good, Paul. Thank you. Please take your seat now. And then for our last set, let's have, let's say, Mike. Can you please read set D for us?
He prefers to study in UP. He prefers studying in UP. He likes to watch movies. He likes watching movies. Ma'am, it seems there is no change in meaning. In both sentences, whether the verb is followed by to infinitive or a gerund, they express preferences.
You're right, Mike. In set C, the verbs have different meanings. While in set D, the verbs have same meaning, so there's no change in meaning. Did you get that, class? Okay? Well, that was good. You all covered it perfectly. Now, this time, class, I have your sheets of paper. And then what you're going to do is to fill in the blanks of the generalizations with appropriate words. Okay? Okay.
Test yourself too and see if you can get a perfect score. Infinitives, to plus the verb, and gerunds, the ing form, are verbals. They look like verbs, but they function as nouns. They can be used as subjects, direct objects, or subjective complements of the sentence. Infinitives usually express unfulfilled action, while gerunds express fulfilled actions. Both are used to express preferences. Some verbs, such as want, hope, and plan, take only an infinitive. Some verbs like enjoy and finish take only a gerund. Other verbs like prefer and like can take both. There may be some changes in meaning when verbs take on an infinitive or a gerund. With some verbs, like prefer and begin, there is no change in meaning at all. Did you get all the items right? Don't worry if some things still need to be cleared up. You can always refer to the teaching support material, RTSM, for more detailed explanations. I'll give you a recap of what we have discussed so far after a station break. Stay tuned.